Thank you all for joining and watching the fourth episode of Rook Exchange. I am joined by Luke Wessel, good buddy, longtime friend, and also expert salesperson. So what we're going to do today is talk to Luke a little bit about sales, a little bit about his life, a little bit about his hobbies, and just get to know Luke. So hope you all enjoy.
Cool. Hey, everyone. Glad to be here. Richie, thanks for having me on, and let's have a good time.
Let's have a good time, buddy. Let's go. All right, so I'd love to get to know you from a personal level first. I already know you, but they don't.
I hope after all these years you'd know me by now, but yeah, sure. Ask away, man. What's tickling your mind?
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about your home life, your personal life. Let's start there. Typically, we start with what you do for a living and things like that, but I think what's more important is what do you do in your home life? Tell me about your family. Tell me about things that you enjoy outside of work.
Great. It all started on a cold winter night, December 3rd, 1987, when I busted into this. No, I'm not going to go that far back. No, I grew up, in a pretty typical family nowadays aspects. I'm a product of family divorce. Both my parents remarried. I have a lot of connections and family as far as that's concerned. But what really made it interesting growing up is I never had a permanent residence, so to say, until I moved down south of the river, Apple Valley, in 2000, probably two. And this is where I felt like my roots started to take place, right? Graduated Apple Valley High School in '06, worked at a restaurant in Apple Valley where I met my wife. We did move to uptown for a few years, lived up there. That was great. But eventually we came back down. And now we're residents of Burnsville. We've been in our house for about 7 years. We just had our first kid. I run a disc golf league down south of the river, so I'm really transplanted down here and absolutely love it. So that's just the high level of, where I came from, who I am, and why I am the way I am, or why I am the way I are, or where I are the way I. So I'm getting lost in thought here. But no, I'm happy to be where I am. It's been a long journey with a lot of crazy stories, and hopefully a couple will come up today.
Yeah, so let's start with the story of how you met your wife. How did that all start? So you talked about your kid. Let's start with your relationship with your wife, and
Makes
then
sense.
I want to
Makes
ask
sense.
about Rowan as well.
Yeah, so Bethany is my wife, and the cool thing about it, and I love telling this story, is that we were actually friends for a few years, even before we started dating. And we were coworkers at a restaurant called Enjoy. It was a fine dining facility in Apple Valley. It's since closed, unfortunately, but it was Italian, American, kind of new age, but it was really good stuff. And it was my first job. I was a host. And, after hosting for a year, I started bar backing. After bar backing for like 6 months, one of the bartenders called out sick, and I got my chance to bartend and did great, had fun, and never looked back. My wife was a server, and we would always see each other at after work functions, getting a beer with the crew after, Saturday night. And we were just friends. We were just two friends. And then she left for 2 weeks to Argentina and Chile. How dare she? And it was the most boring 2 weeks of work I've ever had. She came back. I gave her a big hug. I go, "You're not allowed to leave me for that long a period again." And we're both like, maybe there's something here. So we decided to go to a restaurant that a mutual friend of ours was a chef at, and the rest is history. The restaurant was Prima, which is awesome, still around, really good food. But yeah, after that 2 week trip she took, I just realized that, my life without her was significantly worse, and I hated it. So yeah, we've been married now since 2015, so we're approaching 10 years pretty soon.
Wow.
And yeah, it's been great. It's been great. Really did marry my friend, which is really cool.
That's awesome. They say that that's like the best way to go about things, right? Marry your best friend, marry the person that you love spending time with. That's great. So you come from the restaurant industry. That's cool. Bartender, server too.
Server, host, bar back. I did some management. I've literally jack of all trades. I even worked pantry line a couple times in prep salads and stuff. Catering. I really have done it all in that industry. It was a lot of fun. It kept me busy.
That's awesome. Okay, so let's fast forward a little bit. So that's how you met your wife. You're going strong. Now you have a kid. Tell us about that experience so far.
Yeah, that was a real trip. So, the wife and I tried for a child for about 4 or 5 years, right? And it just didn't work. And it sucks, right? When you're looking forward to being a parent and you try to do stuff and, it just doesn't work out. Luckily, we live in a day and age where science is awesome. And we went through the IVF process. We literally made a kid with science, which still blows my mind. Awesome experience, great people throughout the whole way. Rowan was really excited to get here because he came a couple weeks early. He spent some time in the NICU, but he's happy, he's healthy, he's here, and he's 6 months old here in a couple days. So super blessed, super fortunate. Financially, it was a lot, and I kept all the receipts. So if he's a little jerk, I can return them. I think. I don't know. I'm just kidding, Rowan. I never do that. But yeah, it's just amazing the miraculous wonder that science is, and all the things we can do and all the things we can achieve that weren't achievable, 50 years ago. Yeah. So super blessed.
Awesome. Love that. That's really cool. Okay. That's really great. So as a dad myself, I know what a blessing it is to have a kid and also a little boy. And I know that Rowan and Wilson will be friends
We're the best
one day.
Friends. I can't wait.
Yeah.
They're going to do some chess interview in like 2050, and it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. It'll be Rowan in one of these seats and Wilson in the other seat. Yeah. Maybe. We'll see.
Playing that Star Wars chess with like the... You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Like it's like, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's like actual like monsters are the pieces and they like smash each other.
Oh, no, I've never heard of that. That's cool. Is that like online or?
No, it's the movie Star Wars.
Oh, Star Wars chess?
I don't know if it's chess. It seems to be a board game or something.
I was thinking of that scene in Harry Potter where I wasn't confusing Star Wars and Harry Potter, of course, but that just reminded me of the scene in Harry Potter where all of them are like the pieces and they're riding the knight and whatever. Yeah.
That's the future, man.
The future. I think there will be chessboards. There's already giant chessboards out there. I think there will be chessboards where you'll be able to, instead of walk on the chessboard and move, you'll be able to say like knight F3, and then the knight will go through the pieces and move to F3. And you can play from a big board. I think that would be amazing.
Arenas filled with people cheering on two giant chess.
Exactly.
Love it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
All right. Well, so let's get a little bit into your work life. So sales has been your game for a long time. So you're in the restaurant industry and then you transferred over to sales. So how did you get into sales from the restaurant industry?
Yeah.
And what does that career look like to you now?
It's been a ride. I feel like, you're going to hear this a lot, I feel lucky and blessed. My story isn't a typical one, and I don't know what stars were aligned or what karma I bestowed upon myself to make it happen or willed it to happen, but I'm in a great place, really successful in the past few careers I've had, and the journey started with serving tables, believe it or not. I remember this day so vividly because it had such a huge impact on my life, but this group of VPs came in, sales VPs. They worked for a company called Rico, which is those big copiers and colored printers you see at offices. And I was in charge of taking care of them. It was, call it 8 people at the table. And did my spiel, did really well on them, got tipped 20%. But what really stood out was that the guy who took the bill, who was the head VP of sales of that branch, his name was Rob Remker. I'll never forget him. He goes, "Hey, here's a business card. I really want you to apply to be a sales guy at Rico." And you've been in the restaurant industry, right? You're like, whatever. Like, I get this all the time. Come work over here. You can do that. But something was different about this. I don't know if it was Rob's demeanor or if he was more genuine in it. I was like, you know what? I'm 24. I don't want to be a server for the rest of my life. I have aspirations to be something more. I want to make more money. I want to be more financially comfortable. I don't want to work weekends anymore. And I applied and got a call right away from their hiring department, and they chatted with me. And one funny part that stood out with that, like, oh, you're looking at your application and it doesn't seem like you graduated college. I'm like, nope, but I was in the process of getting my AA. I was doing online courses. It took me like 10 years to get a associate's degree from Normandale from going off and on. But just school wasn't a thing I didn't really want to do. But this recruiting lady talked to me. She goes, well, we typically don't hire people without a bachelor's. We just, there's so much other talent out there, and it's probably not going to work, right? I'm like, cool, whatever. That's kind of what I expected, and this is all going through my mind. Of course, I'm not telling her this. She goes on, reads a little down. She goes, oh, recommended by Rob Remker. Well, that doesn't matter. It looks like you're going to get the job. I'm like, what? Like, total 180.
Yeah.
And from then on, like, that was the moment in my life where I realized, you can be the hardest worker. You can be the best in your field. You could be, I don't know, just a savant at your craft. But at the end, it's about relationship building and who you know to really kind of push you to that next level. And I was lucky enough to know a guy in power who offered me a job and went through. So I accepted. Got out of the restaurant. Well, almost. I still worked a couple nights a week there.
Yeah.
And started working copier sales. But yeah, it was just a crazy happenstance on how I started.
That's awesome. That's great. So, I mean, first of all, taking a chance on yourself, that's something that we should all do from time to time. If you feel like something is right, take a chance on it. But that has led you to a successful sales career. And so I guess my question to you is, what is the secret to successful sales now that you've had this long work experience, and then you've had all these experiences in the workforce, and you've seen your successes, and you've met your quotas 5 months into the year and things like that?
Yeah.
What is the secret to successful sales?
Well, I mean, if I really did have the secret to, just say out loud and click for everyone, I'd be a millionaire by now, right?
Yeah.
But it's to each their own. You got to figure out how you work best. In how I work and how I approach sales and the sales methodology and everything in between. I try to be as genuine as possible. I try to cut through the noise just by being a decent human being. And I think that's lost in today's sales world. And it's two-part, right? We came out of a pandemic where everything was virtual. Everything was over the phone. Everything is online selling. And you lose that human touch, which I think is a very important part of what I do. But if I can connect with someone, if I know the opportunity is good and I know there's a reason for my product, whatever I'm selling, for them to be good for them, I know if I can connect with them on a human level, 90% of the time I'll close that sale. Mm-hmm. I'm that confident. And that does come off as cocky to some people, but for me, it's just like, that's how much I believe in the power of relationship and building a one-on-one, repertoire with someone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Okay, it's about being a genuine person and getting them to trust you on a personal level.
For me, that's right. What's worked for me. Now, there are books on LinkedIn posts and TED Talks on sales and all the different things that go into it. One book I do recommend for anyone out there who is in sales and who are aspiring to be better is called The Challenger Sale. Mm-hmm. Really great book. A lot of methodologies I take out of there. The second part of why I'm successful, actually there's 3 parts. So second part is the people who support me. I can't do what I do without being helped. Mm-hmm. And that's been every aspect of my sales career. And this started at Rico, my first sales job. When I had questions or I didn't quite understand anything, I sought out the answer. I talked to the people in billing. I talked to people who did implementation. I made sure to make relationships within the organization that will help me out in the long run. And not only that, to have them be happy or willing to help out without feeling like, oh, it's another sales guy just wanting to, get the easy way out. It's like, oh, Luke needs help. Yeah, let me give him a call real quick. It's a lot different. And I've prided myself on that in every role I've been in. You and I worked in a similar company, C.H. Robinson.
Yep.
And that one will always stick out to me because a lot goes on when you move freight. There's a lot of hands that touch. And I made sure to make friends with basically the people who handled the freight I sold, which I don't know, it just makes it make sense to me.
Yep.
It's like we're the same team. We're gonna do this together. In my role right now, I would not be successful if I didn't have some of the best like customer support people, managers, and just people willing to help and go the extra mile. So, yes, I'm successful. Not by myself though. No freaking way. There's just you can't do it yourself. Then the last thing that I'll mention is I steal a lot. I steal a lot.
What do you mean?
I steal. I like to engage people who are better than me. You know, it's like disc golf, right? We play with better people to get better. I think that's the thing in life. You play up to get better. Same with sales. I love asking people, what makes you successful? What are you doing to get a better show rate on your meetings? What are you doing to, not trick people? What are you doing to capture the attention of these companies to, get a shot at it? And over the years, it's so cool to see how other people who are successful work, and you kind of take a little bit of what they do, mold it into your own. So that's what I mean by steal. And I steal a lot. I feel like I'm unoriginal when it comes to sales, but I've stole so much that I've made my own original thing now. But it's great. Just learn from people who are better from you, and that's a life lesson, right? It's like playing chess with you. I get a little better each time.
Well, that's awesome. Thanks for sharing all of those things about your family life, your kid, your sales journey, and some of the things that make you a successful salesperson. At this point, I'm just eager to play you in chess. So what do you say we get that going, buddy?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, so this is how we choose who's black or white. I am going to show you my hands, and you're going to pick one, and that's what you are. Okay?
That hand.
Okay, we'll keep you on black.
I want to make things simple.
All right, sounds good. Oh, we're going to put a clock here. We're going to do 11 minutes and 11 seconds is the official Rook Exchange time control.
Why?
Because it's awesome. And because I think that, I don't know, I think that with our guests, I wanted to give them a little bit more than 10 minutes, but I don't want the chess game to be too long for our viewers. So with 11 minutes and 11 seconds on both sides, the absolute most amount of time the chess game can be is 22 minutes and 21 seconds if somebody, runs out of time. So,
Makes sense.
Yeah, so I just wanted the chess game to be short, but that's long enough for it not to be stressful. All right?
All right.
So here's the clock. There it is. All right, here we go. Bonk. You got to touch your clock.
Boop.
There you go.
Really?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. All right, we're going. Oh, we can actually put our pieces down here. Okay. All right. So we have d4, e5 takes bishop c5. Yeah, you're not going to do this whole take my queen trick on me. There's just no shot. There's no shot. Okay. We're going to go like this. All right. Knight f3. Okay. We're going to play queen e7.
And I apologize, everyone, for me not calling out my letters and numbers because that's confusing to me.
I got it. I like to call them out for our viewers. I like to call them out because I'm going to redo this, and we're going to put the virtual board right here as it already is there. But that's the reason. So you can all follow along on the chess game. Okay, let's see.
I'm illiterate. I'm sorry.
I don't see a reason to not play e3. Okay. I'm not concerned about that pawn.
Good, because I'm going to take it.
I'm not concerned. I will play bishop e2. Ah. I'll go ahead and castle. Okay.
If there's one piece in chess I hate, it's the knight.
I love the knight. Knights are my favorite. Okay, we got queen f6 on the board. I think that we're in a good spot to develop a little more. So, we got knight c3. Knight h6, you say? Okay.
I heard keeping your knights on the edge is really good.
Oh, is that what you heard?
Maybe.
All right. Let's go with... knight d5. Okay. We've got... We're going to go e4. Okay, got c6, attacking the knight. How do I want to play this?
I don't know, man. How many chess tournaments have you done now?
Chess tournaments, I've done 2. Lost one miserably, and then I won the other one. I lost all my games in the first one, and I won all of my games in the next one. Got bishop f4 attacking the queen. Hold on, get my water here. Okay. What an interesting game.
I don't want to lose my rook. I don't think I have a choice. That sucks.
Nice little tactic. Check. That was king d8, and knight takes rook. Okay, got d6. Good move. Let's see here. We're going to play e5. I'm going to take this bishop. Bishop takes g4. Knight takes bishop. All right. We are going to take e takes d6. Okay. We got knight takes f2. Oh gosh, okay. I see. All right, well, good move. Rook takes f2. Okay. We got king d7. Let's see. We're going to go with okay. I'm going to do h3. Okay, queen f5. Queen g4. Well, queen trade here. Yep. All right. This is good plan. Good stuff. Okay. We are going to play rook e1. Okay, we got a5. Let's go with Rook E7. Okay. Rook takes. Whoops. Rook takes F7. Okay. Well, clock and clock. That's fine. A4. Let's go with Rook F8 check. Well, I'll take that rook anyway. Rook A8. Okay. Let's take A4. Let's go Rook A7. Rook takes B7. Okay, King D5. Rook takes pawn. King D4. D7. King E4, King G3, C5, and thank you. Queen. All right, let's go with Rook E7, mate.
Right?
Game. Yeah. Well, we have 2 minutes and 56 seconds on my clock and 5 minutes and 30 on Luke's clock.
I don't like to think when I play chess. I just do. Play with my gut.
Yeah.
Doesn't work usually. I'm a big avid player of 3-minute chess.
3 minute. You know what? You are so good at 3 minute because you have your ideas and your traps and you have variations to your traps. And I still, you always say no, but I still believe that your 3 minute game will 3 out of 4 beat my 3 minute game. Yeah, because I don't have those tricks, man.
I know you play methodical chess. I actually take my time. Me, I'm just like, nah, full blitzkrieg. Let's go.
Well, that was fun, man. That was fun. That was a good game.
Yeah, always is.
Yep. Okay, so what we do at the end of every Rook Exchange video is either a talent by their guest or you will be asked a question by ChatGPT. Your choice.
Ooh, let's use AI.
Let's use AI?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All my talents are not that talented. So.
All right, let's do the ChatGPT question. This is the last section here of this episode. Stay tuned for this ChatGPT question. I'm going to get my phone ready. We're going to use some of the things that Luke said in his interview to generate a question by using ChatGPT. So stick around for that. Appreciate you all watching this episode of Rook Exchange. Thank you so much for tuning in, getting to know our guests, learning something here on Rook Exchange. As our tagline suggests, awesome guests, average chess. That's what we do here. And the goal is for you all to get something from every guest that we have, something to learn, something to take with you, and just something that is interesting, really. It's about that genuine interaction, and that's what we're doing here on Rook Exchange. So all of that said, I hope you're also enjoying the chess games if you're a chess fan out there. And if you're not, hope you're getting into chess, and hopefully we can influence that a little bit because it's a wonderful game. Okay, ChatGPT question. Okay, this is a good one.
Let's hear it.
Okay, here's the ChatGPT question we got there. So, Luke.
Yes.
If your baby could pitch a product, what do you think would be their go-to sales tactic, and what would that product be?
Oh my God, okay. Well, being that he's 6 months old and loves milk, it would be milk. And what was his sales tactic? It would be bullying. He will bully you to get his product. He will cry, he will fit, he'll wake you up at 3 a.m. in the morning until you buy from him.
Until you buy from him.
So you know that we've all dealt with it, right? Whether it's insurance, whether it's those window people or lawn care people. If you have a home, they call you every day. They even send you text messages. That's what that baby would do, except worse.
Except worse.
He'll come to your door at 3 a.m. Be like, "Where's my milk?" That's my answer.
Do you have milk in your fridge? And if you don't, you're nuts.
And if you do, I want it.
And if you don't, I'll be back in 2 hours.
He'd be the most aggressive sales guy, and I'd be a very proud father.
That's hilarious.
No, I wouldn't be. Oh.
Well,
That's great.
That was episode 4 of Rook Exchange with Luke Wessel, the man himself. I hope you all enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please let us know by subscribing to the channel. We are brand new, just over 100 subscribers right now. This is the 4th episode, and so we're looking to grow. We already have a couple cool guests on the docket, and so if you're enjoying this content, please give us that love by subscribing and liking the video. We appreciate you. Thanks for being here, Luke.
Hey, absolutely, man.